Your application was denied. That is what the car dealerships would say when they run your credit. You have bad credit and you need to fix that. But I'm here to show you exactly what I did to increase my credit score from 500s to 750. Let's get started. All right, so this is Jared from Infinite Money, where I quit my full-time job to pursue financial freedom. It has been the best thing I ever did, and I'm glad to share my knowledge and experience with you guys. All right. So let me tell you this. So yes, I was in the same exact boat. All right. There was times when I wanted to obtain a credit card or obtain a new car, and I couldn't because my credit score was in the 500s. And it's so embarrassing to go to these dealerships and fill out the application just to have them come back and tell you in front of everybody that you were denied. All right. That happened to me twice, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to change all of this. I'm going to increase my credit score. And I increased my credit score 100 points in only 3 months. And I'm about to tell you exactly how I did it. All right. So the first thing that you need to do is that you need to obtain a copy of your credit report. All right. So the first thing that you need to go to is annualcreditreport.com. You could obtain your credit report for free once a year. Once you have your credit report, highlight all of the collections that you have on there. Make sure that you take note of the phone numbers, the amount, and the addresses. All right. Step number 2, you need to go online and look for a pay for deletion letter. And also you need to go on Google and look for a template that is called a verification letter. Now, what a verification letter does is that the collection agencies, they need to show proof that they are legally able to obtain your debt, all right? Because sometimes they are going to want to obtain the money from you, but they aren't legally able to collect the debt. So you need to first send that verification letter to each collection agencies. And if they don't respond back with legal documents to prove that they have legal right to have your debt, then you must dispute it through the credit bureaus, all right? But I'm going to get into that later, all right? So once you have those two templates, all right, what you do is that you will send a verification letter to each of those collections, all right? And this is how I removed more than half of my collections just by sending a verification letter. And to my surprise, most of the collections on my credit report, they didn't have no legal documents to prove that they have a right to hold my debt or collect debt on my behalf. All right. So after 30 days, the collection agency didn't respond, and they only have 30 days to respond to your verification letter. So the next step that you do is that you will write a letter to the credit bureaus, which is Equifax, Experian, and also TransUnion. All right, you will dispute each of those collections that didn't send any responses to when you send those verification letters. So in that template, you must say that, hey, I sent a verification letter to each of these collections and they did not respond. Can you please investigate? And also within 30 days, if they have not responded, can you please delete this from my credit report? And you will send this to each 3 of the credit bureaus, all right? And 9 times out of 10, they will delete the collection from your credit report, all right? Now, for those collections that responded to your verification letter, all right, with legal documents, now we're going to send them a pay for deletion letter. So what this means is that you're willing to pay for the debt, but they have to promise you that they delete the collection from your credit report, all right? And also this is very important to know, all right? The collections will purchase your debt pennies of a dollar. So say like if your collection is like $500, they'll purchase that for as little as $100, but they still want you to pay $500 to get it removed from your credit report. So you have plenty of room to negotiate, all right? So what I did and like to do is that I'll send a pay for a deletion letter to each of these collections, and I'll offer them starting off at 20%. I'll say I'll pay 20% if you promise me that you will delete this collection from my credit report. And sometimes they won't accept the deal, so you can raise it up to 30% or even 50%, but never ever pay more than 50% because they have not purchased your debt for 50%. They absolutely purchased the debt way cheaper than what you're paying for it, right? But since we're trying to increase our credit score, we have to pay some money to delete this from our credit report, all right? So if they accept your offer of paying 20, 30, or 40% of the debt to have it removed, then you could send in your money order. Also, make sure that you're keeping a paper trail. So you only want to communicate via writing or via mail. Don't ever do it over the phone or through online forums or like anything like that. Make sure you have a paper trail. Only mail. It does take a little bit longer, because you need to send this out and it takes days for them to receive it. But you will have proof that they agreed to delete the collection once you send in your money order. All right. So after that, most of your collection should be removed just from those two methods that I shared with you. All right. Now we need to talk about how to increase our credit score. Oh yeah, and keep in mind from those two methods, your credit score should jump at least 50 points because the more collections that you remove from your credit report, the higher your score will increase. All right. So if you want to increase your score even more, this is what I did also. So I also went online and I looked for a secured credit card. Now, a secured credit card is just exactly like a credit card, but you put down how much you want the secure credit card to be. All right. So I put down $200 and my maximum buying power on that card was only $200. All right. And I made sure that I used the card per month and also pay at least the minimum balance per month on that card. And when I pay the minimum balance, it gets reported to my credit reports from each 3 credit bureaus, and that helps to increase my score every month also. So make sure that you're paying at least the minimum payment per month. Don't ever miss a payment. And also the next thing I did was I went to this website called Self, and what it is that you're paying each month, so let's say that you want to obtain like a loan for $500 from self.com, right? So you have to make a minimum payment each month. So I agreed on a 1-year contract, and each payment for 12 months will add up to $500. So it's like I'm paying myself, but I made sure that I made a payment each month. And every time I made a payment each month, it gets reported to my credit report. And this also helps me to build up my credit score because it shows that I'm capable of making on-time payments, all right, each month. And this is how your score increases. And trust me, these are the only things that I did to increase my score almost 200 points. All right. So if you have any questions, just leave them down below. Make sure to subscribe to my channel because I'll be posting some fascinating information for you guys. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.